She claimed that they had attempted to kidnap her children.
She wanted a stronger following. She was looking for, content for her fame and her income, and at our expense.
She was racist, and when they checked the supermarket cameras, her whole lie ended up being exposed.
You are the worst type of human being.
Katie Sorensen is a renowned mom influencer. Every day she gives advice to her followers about motherhood. But what she did with the story of the alleged ended up breaking her promising career on social media.
I noticed a gentleman. He is parked in the spot, not in front of me, but to the left, 2 spots. He gets out of his car and starts walking towards me. Looks for a while, and then just turns around and gets back in his car. I was like, oh, that was weird. Maybe he thought he recognized me or something. I don't know. So I get the kids in the stroller, and we go into the store, and they come in, and they walk kind of close behind me. I definitely felt the heebie-jeebies. I didn't feel good, but I thought I was judging a book by its cover. They were not, kind. That sounds bad, but they weren't clean-cut individuals. But then I hear them talking, and they are describing in detail the characteristics of my children. They're saying blonde hair, blue eyes. The gentleman said to whomever he was talking to on the phone or whatever, sorry, the boy will be easier because he's not wearing a mask, so the mom must not really care about him that much.
The story seemed like it was taken from a police movie.
I feel someone walking right behind me, and I turn around, and sure enough, they are right behind me. They did not buy anything at the store and followed me out. They notice me, notice them, so they go like they're going to their car. And I start walking more quickly. I look up at my car, and there is a white van parked exactly right next to my car. I see the couple walking towards my car, and they walk around, not the full perimeter, but half of the car. They go back and forth around half of my car. And they're doing that thing again where they're not looking at me, so I can't make eye contact. And as I go to, I decide I'm just going to throw Finley and the stroller. I don't even care about the stroller. I'm just going to throw Finley in the trunk. I'm going to jump in the trunk. We're going to close this car. We're getting out of here. And in that hair of a second, they had taken 2 steps forward towards the stroller, then 2 steps back, then 2 steps forward, then 2 steps back. It made no sense. It was obvious what they were doing. In that last time, he reaches for the stroller, and by the absolute grace of God, someone is parked just a few spots away, just close enough to see what's going on.
Her video went viral. It exploded, and soon it had accumulated several million views. However, what nobody knew was that the whole story was completely false. And it was because Katie Sorensen had made it up in order to get more views and gain followers on her accounts. However, of course, behind it all was a Latino couple who saw in this an inexplicable act of racism against them.
You realized what this woman was accusing you of. Walk us through what went through your mind when you realized the severity of this.
At first, we laughed. Then we started to see and get kind of upset and angry.
Being labeled a child abuser, it's upsetting. It's heartbreaking. It's life-changing.
What do you think should happen to Katie?
I think that the law needs to pursue her and do their job. This is not okay.
Justice quickly acted and initiated a process to determine the criminal responsibility of Katie Sorensen's video. Meanwhile, the affected couple, Sadie and Eddie Martinez, claimed that she did it all for the followers.
She wanted a stronger following. She was looking for, content for her fame and her income, and at our expense.
Katie's lawyer had a different explanation.
There's been a perception that this case was about race or racial profiling from the outset, and one of the things that came into evidence was that Ms. Sorensen's reports on December 7th reported a white male, a white female, and a Hispanic male. There really wasn't a racial or a profiling component.
However, beyond the fact that according to the lawyer there was no racial component, the police themselves showed that the entire story that Sorensen had prepared was completely false, and that the Martinezes had nothing to do with it under any circumstances.
They denied the allegations being made against them by the reporting party. To date, the investigation has produced no evidence or witnesses corroborating the account provided by the reporting party. Evidence gathered has served to support the account provided by the couple from the store.
Because do you really think it's okay to go online and be racist and make stories about a family? It's hard enough to be a Latin family in a white community. The Katies of the world, it stops here. I'm sorry. It's not going on anymore.
You are the worst type of human being.
We don't want to be here today. This is uncomfortable. And right now, we're having an uncomfortable conversation.
The truth is that Sorensen was accused of 3 charges for making a false report to the police, but she was only found guilty of 1 of them. Her bail was set at $100,000 while she waits for the day of her sentencing.
Being labeled a child, it's upsetting, it's heartbreaking, it's life-changing.
And of course, having done all that with the idea of getting more followers without taking into account that this could destroy a person's reputation is one of the worst things a human being can do to another.